Welcome to No Match for a Blaster, the Star Wars role-playing podcast, episode 21, Marathon Run. I'm your host and devilish rogue wearing a red plum bloom, Ito Davis. If you're new here, No Match for a Blaster is an actual play podcast featuring the Morality Plays crew playing the Star Wars role-playing system by Fantasy Flight Games. This week is a pretty special episode, as it is the last in the arc with our awesome guest star, Aaron Burkett of Minion Works Podcasts. He'll be hanging out with us today, so make sure you go check him out. We have officially launched our Patreon page. We'd like to take this opportunity to personally thank our Blaster Head of the Week, Liz Beatty, as well as our Nerf Herder of the Week, Kelly Correll. Thank you. With your help, we can take care of those poor abandoned Nerfs roaming the plains of Hoban. Yeehaw. To be our next Nerf Herder of the Week, be sure to subscribe to us on Patreon at patreon.com/moralityplays. To make sure you don't miss any big updates, follow us on Facebook at No Match for a Blaster, or on Twitter at No Match Podcast. So, get your slicing kits ready, because we return to the crew of the Atheon as they convene on board the Marathon.
Previously on No Match for a Blaster. The First Order has waylaid the transport ship Marathon and begun to process its passengers for capture. Learning that their former friends and neighbors are in peril, Hoban's marshal and deputies have joined forces with what's left of the New Republic to rescue what captives they can. As they delve deeper into the vessel, the group reconvenes with a Chiss pilot and a member of the ship's security team to interrogate a captured droid.
Hey, how's it going on your end?
We're just down 3 more troopers. How are you guys making out?
We just got in a tussle. Got a droid.
That could be droid. Yeah, that could be real useful. Good thinking.
Yeah, it don't have any limbs left, but I figure that we don't need that to get what we need out of it. Where are y'all?
We're in the hall, almost to the life support.
All right, sit tight. We'll actually reconverge with you. Come on, Blip.
Alright. After a minute or two, Rico, Blip, and waist up of a droid, minus arms, get to the storage.
It's like a
room.
protocol droid.
It is actually a medical droid.
Oh, good. So they took the arms off. Good. That's the scary bits.
Well, it was coming at Blip something fierce. I was going to let this thing beat me to the punch.
What's Blip's reaction to this?
Blushing violet.
Sweet. On so many levels.
So yeah, it's oozing some droid oil.
Hydraulic fluid.
Yeah. Somehow the droid looks like very kind of disinterested and everything.
Well, it's a droid. That's how they always look.
Well, it's a medical droid. They always look just kind of like smug and annoyed.
See, I always figured they just looked intense because they've got like that gas mask apparatus on the front of them.
Yeah.
Smugnoid.
The Smugnoid 3000?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, what are those?
It's a reliable model. It'll really take a beating.
You know what? There is a mild likeness to Hux in that droid's face. Yeah.
Oh yeah, what I was going to say is, Rico, there's some protein bars and some other supplies back in that closet right back there.
Oh, great. Thanks, man.
Also 3 stormtroopers.
Yeah, there's
Well,
also 3 dead
Okay,
bodies.
they're taken care of.
Well, I don't think it's desperate enough to eat them yet.
You do notice that, like, so because thermal detonators just clip onto belts as spheres,
Yeah.
you do notice that the Marshal has a thermal detonator on his hip.
That's nice. Don't want
Like,
to pop that off early.
Remy, are you wearing it like it's a belt buckle? It's right in the front because you have the 2 blasters to the side?
Yeah, or you know what? It's maybe it's like in the small of my back.
Yeah.
Maybe it's hooked on there.
Okay.
Actually, That seems like a more... I don't know why. That seems like a better place to keep it. But,
Well,
It's
because
not
then he
going to
doesn't.
hurt you if you bend over too fast.
Yeah, say like you don't have to worry about like Ito shooting it and blowing your legs off.
Yeah.
He'll just shoot you in the back and blow you in half. But
Oh, yeah.
It's lose no matter
I
where
mean,
you put it. That's the nature of a
yeah,
thermal detonator.
he's Ito. So
So yeah, you put the droid on the ground.
Yeah, I drop the droid on the ground and I go back in that back corner and ask Blip for a hand.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I could
Just need to load these up.
Yeah.
And I load them up into a foldable duffel bag that I had in a pouch on the utility pack.
Because they should have those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I own one in real life, so.
The droid turns its head to the rest of you a little bit.
what do we want to know from this thing?
Is this a well, first off, is this a first order droid or one of the ship's droids? Is that something we know already?
Aside from the oil that's kind of oozing around it's very gleamy white.
Ah. Okay, it's an iDroid.
It's an iDroid, yeah.
Sleek industrial
so-
design.
That feels like a phrase that shouldn't happen, an iDroid.
so white, would make you think
It's only a step away from
not first order, right? Because all their droids are... most of their droids are black. Right?
Their stuff, their stuff has to be typically, it's the
They
Apple
do go
model.
with the monochrome black and white.
I mean, aside from that, it did try to attack Blip.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
Some of them are white, apparently.
All right.
So-
Well, what we do want to know is we want to know where we can find. So we want to know where their people are, where our people are, and what's in between us and them. Right?
So, what do you say, buddy? You want to give us the answers?
I don't believe you have clearance for that.
I don't believe you're on... Oh, I don't believe you're on duty anymore. I believe somebody ripped your arms off.
Rebel scum.
This droid's not going to tell you anything. Not even if it's his last bleep or bloop. Thank you.
All right,
That's
Cassie.
cool.
I think you can amend this situation, right?
Challenge accepted. I flip him over so he's face down, pry open the back panel, and go to work.
Hey, what are you doing over there? Stop that.
I wouldn't worry about it. I'm just rebel scum.
Cut that out. His head turns all the way back around so it's looking at you.
Like
I grab a...
Well, you didn't
Like
want
The
to.
Exorcist?
You didn't want to cooperate,
Yeah.
so.
I pull out a piece of tape and put it across his eyes.
Oh my god!
Oh.
Caught in the middle with you.
I'm not lighting him on fire yet. Come on.
Alright,
I mean-
so you're
I
doing...
mean to say I'm not lighting him on fire
So what are you doing?
yet.
What skill are you
I'm
doing?
reprogramming him
You're reprogramming
to be
him.
friendly
Okay.
so that he identifies us as friends.
That's pretty
Or-
tough.
Or so that he identifies us as having the proper clearance.
Yeah, same thing.
So that'll be a computer use. Gosh, I think that's a hard with at least one black die.
Cassie can do it.
Then no, I can't, but I'll try.
Yeah, you can. Cassie's good at this kind of stuff. She'll be fine. This is what she does, right?
So-
Kamai doesn't have a very good idea of what you actually do
Yeah.
when you. Yeah.
You like computers? This is go team.
It's really not a person that you're rummaging, or whose brain meets you're rummaging around inside. It's fine.
I just don't know if I want to use a light side point as well, but I don't think I will. I'm just going to take my chances. You have plenty of dark side points.
Okay.
Don't get greedy.
All right.
Okay. Woo.
Oh.
Whoa. Triumph.
And
I don't think
advantage.
I don't think it succeeded, but she triumphed.
Did not succeed.
I triumphed all to heck.
You did.
So,
So you can't. So he won't give you. He won't yes no you. He won't give you information. But you're able to pull up a log of his last few interactions with other computer systems.
okay.
You find that he was working on the ship's life support system, and that
good.
he has modified it to. He has modified it to. Oh gosh, Aaron, what are the aliens that have the built-in like gas breathers? They have kind of
Which one?
They have like they're orangey with like antler horns and bug eyes.
They're in the Force and Destiny book. I don't remember what they're called. They have like little grates over their eyes, right?
Yeah.
The Keldor.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So you're going through through his information, and they have set the life support system to specifically be adapted to change its setting to Keldor.
Which will kill all the humans on board.
Yeah.
But not anybody in a bucket, because that's got a gas mask.
Yeah. Well, it has its own contained atmosphere.
It's
Well, yeah,
it's
that's what I mean.
environmental armor.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Same.
So that's
Yeah, touche.
Okay. Well. I will obviously pass this along to the group.
Well, that sounds
This
awful.
This
Well,
seems
we
kind
need
of
to get people out
problematic.
of here.
Because I don't know what the Keldor breathe, but I don't breathe that.
Well, I know Gand breathed ammonia, and that's already bad.
Yeah,
Have you
that
seen
would-
someone get a lung full of ammonia? It's shiver.
No, and I'd rather not.
All right, well, I guess we've
Let's
got
not
our.
find out for ourselves firsthand.
I guess they've set our primary objective for us.
Okay. I turn off the droid, by the way, just to make sure that it can't call for help or something.
So the big thing with Keldor, with a Keldor mask, is it actually desaturates the atmosphere. It doesn't actually change it. Oxygen is toxic to them. It's still suffocation.
Oh, there you go. No breathing. You know.
Yeah,
That's all.
yeah. Well, if it was like set to Gand, then it would saturate the breathable atmosphere with ammonia, and that would be real bad.
Oh, you know what? There's another thing. Cassie, you can try and pull the same kind of information that you tried to pull from the troopers.
Oh. Boop, boop.
It's a different kind of computer's role because you're not going to. Yeah, it's not trying to change.
Different objective.
Well, do I get my blue die and is it too difficult?
Yeah, you get a blue die.
Okay. Boop. I fail!
right, never
And I get a threat. So there's always that.
At one
I am
point, we're gonna
rolling terribly.
succeed
so-
at things. Yeah. I don't know. We've been pretty cool in combat today.
Yep.
So
All right. So
We?
so now you know what is up with the life support system.
all right.
Oh, we need to get out there before they suck all the oxygen out of the room.
Do we know what time frame we've got to reverse this? Rico, any idea of what kind of
Oh, how long it would take to flush the breathable environment?
or how long it'll take to go into effect before we can?
It's a big ship. It's gonna take a while to completely implement. It's going to because it's going to emanate out from various atmospheric processors. It could take as long as last time we had to cycle everything 8 hours. Could take as little as 30 minutes. It just depends on how extensive a shift that is.
Do you have any comm contact with the people who are still here?
It's on that data pad, and I point to the one that Cassie's holding.
I'll hand you back the data pad then. You might want to call them and let them know.
Actually, sounds good. And I'll unlock the all that and Tiger text them.
So everybody can look for oxygen masks if they can find them and stuff like that.
There's you have a smattering of cells all throughout the thing. It's like there's like 6 cells. They go from between like 3 to 8 people in each cell. The ones in the upper levels are already on the move because it's getting really hard. Like it's getting really, really, really thin, and it seems like it hasn't really kicked in on the lower levels yet.
All right. Looks like we're looking at the lower end of that window I gave.
You also, because you're on the pad, you notice that there's a lot of movement happening, like a lot of lifts in a lot of different areas. You know that some of that is your cells, but you also know that's not all your cells.
All right. Let's shut this down from the central point and hit life support and hit it hard.
Let's go.
Okay.
All right. So we
agree and we do it?
That's right.
We agree and we do it.
The droid's like, wait, what's happening? What's
No,
happening?
I've shut him off.
Oh, that's right. Dang it! All right.
He gets stuffed into the closet with the stormtroopers.
I thought you were going to say with the ration packs.
I mean,
well,
they're also there.
all
Yeah.
there.
Same closet.
Oh. All right.
Well, I've stuffed a day pack full of these like Cliff Bar things.
All right. So Screw being stealthy, just going towards it.
Yeah, we're gonna go.
Kind of have to.
Yeah, we gotta run. I imagine we're so bogged down at the moment too, because we all loaded up on the rations, and we've got several extra guns with us and stuff.
Yeah.
Did you take the guns?
Oh yeah, I got the guns. There's like 3 guns, kind of I guess slung
There.
sort of on maybe on her backpack or sort of across.
So you start running down the halls, and as you're going, it was only like 2 more corridors until you got to actual proper life support. And you do hear sounds. You hear other feet moving at a pretty brisk pace, but down corridors away from yourself. So, do you keep going?
Yeah.
All right.
We got to get into life support no matter what.
You go, it opens up into a very incredibly tall room. It looks like it's 20 stories going up and down. And yeah, you're in life control. There are bombs around. There are devices. There's like a rolling standing computer system there that's plugged into life support that is first order tech itself. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you see.
Oh,
Christmas light of bombs everywhere, just blinking.
Is that central computer controlling the bombs?
No. The first order rolling computer is plugged into the Marathon's system because
I get that, but is it the thing that's going to give the bombs radio the bombs command to detonate?
You don't think so.
So they'd have to be disarmed individually. That's what I'm asking.
Yeah. Well, sorry. Bombs, they're charges, if that makes any difference to you.
It really doesn't.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, kind of. I mean, I think you can just turn the charges off, right? I mean, you don't have to defeat. It's not like disarming a bomb.
Yeah, they're not trip mines. They're demolition
there's
charges.
There's a switch on charges, right?
Yeah, it implies a uniformity of construction.
Yeah.
So it's not defusing and snipping wires; it's running around and flipping switches.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Is that
That's a lot easier?
Is the case?
You do not know under what circumstances these charges are meant to explode.
Well, then we shouldn't pick them up.
All right.
We should be able to go over and flick a switch.
People were running away. It could be timed to happen really quickly. So
Then we better move fast.
Mm-hmm.
Get the loadout, guys.
There you go. They're fully armed. They're fully armed thermal detonators. There you go. For uniformity's sake.
Okay, bombs use skullduggery, right?
Yes.
Okay. How difficult is it for me to figure out how to disarm one?
To disarm...
To shut it off, just to find the right switch.
Well, thermal detonator, you have to unscrew it, and then it's like wires inside.
The point of the thermal detonator, yeah.
Okay, so in Force Awakens, yeah, they kind of turn, stick it on there.
Yeah.
But then they had to activate it. Like somebody had to press a button and activate it, right? Yeah. Could Cassie
make a jammer?
Make a jammer. Yeah. Could she jam a signal?
Yeah. Yeah.
Cassie jammed the signal.
Okay, what does it take to do that?
So you definitely understand. You definitely know like the way thermal detonators can be frequenced to set off in sequence. Yeah, give me a hard mechanical and sacrifice a piece of tech, and you can try and make a range proximity jammer.
Mm-hmm. Use the Force, Cassie, or something.
You said, I'm sorry, the difficulty was what now?
3. And give me...
So, to jam it, I'm using mechanics.
Yeah, you have to make a jammer.
Okay. Alright. Yeah, no, I'll sacrifice my comlink.
Okay.
Is it possible for me to aid Cassie? Oh, did you already...
Yeah, it can be a group thingy.
Yeah, I'll aid Cassie.
Light side point?
Aaron helped
This is
me.
important.
Yeah.
Rico helping, he knows the ship and everything. And so, yeah, he can find little bits, like gear around the room that'll help. So you can get a blue die from him.
Okay. So hard difficulty. And if I fail, what happens?
You're unable to signal block the thermal detonators.
Okay, so it's not automatic death yet.
No. Now, if you despair, the timer's going to start.
Oh.
But
okay, what's a little death among friends, right?
you're going to remove a decimal. You're going to move a decimal point on a timer or something.
What's the worst can happen? It'll be fine.
Okay, you succeeded.
It will be
with
fine, apparently.
4 advantages.
All right, yeah. You sit
Success.
You sit down. You open up your comms. You start plugging it into central power. You're essentially going to destroy your comm system. You're pouring so much power through it, and you're scrambling all of the signals coming in right now. So even if you wanted to, you could not use a comm in this 40-foot bubble that you've created. Yeah, and your advantages are you can have 2 more detonators if you want. The ones closest to the proximity just literally go like their bleeps just completely, their lights completely go out.
We can salvage 2.
Yeah, you can salvage 2.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
But they're all shut down.
They can't be
That's what I'm
remotely
saying.
detonated.
Okay.
So if someone runs in here and starts shooting,
Yeah.
they
Right.
can detonate.
Wow.
Yeah.
Right, but okay, well, we'll salvage those 2, and I'll hand them to Remy also.
Okay.
Remy is
All
now
right.
Super Bomberman. Okay, so what's it going to take to shut down the life support? Or activate the life support.
All right. Or to change it to...
Change
Back
it.
to human.
So you could try if you wanted to. There's 2 ways you can do it. You can either do there's a daunting computers or a hard mechanical. So you can either try and break the interface between the first order computer and the ship's main life support system. That's the mechanical.
Daunting.
Or daunting if you try and go through the first order stuff.
Well, let's try the hard mechanical and see where that takes us.
All right.
All right, anything we can do, Cassie?
I don't think so.
No, I think this is just
All right. Kamaya will set up at the doorway, kind of looking down the hall to keep watch.
Right. I mean, Remy will
With the
too.
rifle. Yeah. So
I don't
imagine
know
you're
what
back to back,
Rico's mechanics or computers is, but I know Remy's is not good, and so that's exactly what he'll do. He'll
We'll go look down the opposite ends of the hallway and keep watch.
exactly.
Woo! 3 successes and 2 disadvantages. But
All
Well, Cassie works her magic.
the important thing is the successes.
Okay. So you're able to disconnect the first order computer, and it starts a manual. It starts to do an automated reset. So life support's going to continue going out for a little while, but it's going to kick back on to normal settings. And you're still in a room with a lot of explosives, so it's a little unnerving. Signals won't come in here. All right, that's all you notice happen. Because things happen and it can't get to you yet.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Well, that keeps me busy, so... You guys trying to get up to something?
Has anyone dealt with the wheeled first order droid, or is that part of what we use to set up the jammer?
The one that we had interrogated and stuff?
No, there's one in this room.
Oh,
I just have it as a computer. It's like a computer. It's
the computer. It's the one I disconnected from the main computer.
Okay. It's still there, though. Yeah, it's still on, and yeah. You can try and do a thing with it if you want.
All right, I'll think about it.
Because actually, it's a piece of first order tech that is not on clean slate mode or,
Right. That's what I'm leaning on. It'll still have stuff cached in RAM for someone to access.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it's disconnected from a larger network.
Yeah. It was very hard to try and reprogram it away from the thing that it was trying to get done. But you can use it for other things now. And actually, if you want to do that, you can. You can start going through the information.
Yeah, I'm not going to do a deep dive, mostly because I'm not that versed, but I will attempt to access cached memory.
Yeah, it actually has all the logs, intact.
Okay, and I'll just start thumbing through them.
So from before, there were two names in, gold, right? It was yours. It was yours. Olam.
There you go.
Olam. And there is a third. And it says... DMR. No periods. Not all capitalized. As the third name in gold.
A quick question, Ito. Which name is listed under... Which name do I have... Is it listed on for me?
It would have... It would have actually as it is on your portrait in-game, I think.
Okay.
So it would say Rico. That's a good point. I forgot about that.
Right, because one of the things is that, Rico bites his lip a little bit when he sees that and is like, well, I'm him now. All right. So anyway.
And actually, it says Captain DMR.
Right.
Oh, so Claire.
I missed something.
Yeah. So the standing computer was open and everything, and doesn't have the clean slate program or anything else like that going. So the complete roster was there, and he's flipping through it, and he you can look over your shoulder or not. I guess you'd be interested into it. There's another name in gold, just like him and Ulmer's.
And you said it was Captain DMR?
Yeah.
Does that mean anything to you?
Ito, do I recognize that acronym?
You're pretty sure it sounds super familiar, but you want to be sure because a lot of that stuff is, you're hoping you're wrong.
Yes, that's a good way to put it.
Hey Rico, I don't know if any of your people are good with explosives, but if they are, this might be a good time to call them in.
They've got a lot going on right now. I don't know if right now they're big too there's too much going on. If you look at the map, and I'll absent-mindedly sort of wave the data slate showing all the lift action. They're probably fighting their way out of encirclement.
Actually, you have to get out of the bubble, and then once you've gotten out of the bubble, it looks like. So what you were seeing was a whole bunch of activity from the central location of the med area, and then going out a lot of activity, and it looks like that in the wake of them moving, all the middle parts are kind of very still and dead. So you have all of your cells going down to the bays, right?
Right.
And then you have all of the other movements, which you're assuming is all the first order. They're all moving towards one location, and then as they're gone, it's completely dead there.
There's a
It
lot.
looks like they're fleeing.
Looks like the First Order is fleeing?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah, that's kind of what it looked like to me. It looked like
we just have to get the
or
parts.
it
and get
sounded
there.
like all the resistance was kind of going to the hangar bay to evacuate, and all the First Order was converging on one point
Yeah.
to leave as well.
I mean,
All right.
if the First Order's getting off this ship and we can keep it safe, we could fly this ship with all of the ships in
Right.
the hangar bay.
What are they running away from?
Several thermal detonators set up in the middle of the ship that will probably tear the whole thing apart.
Right, fair. I mean,
And if they're not headed to the hangar bay, how else are they getting off the ship?
so I guess we want them to leave?
I wouldn't mind.
Uh,
Let's see.
yeah, but it's hard to tell if there's anything left that we missed. If they put this many thermal detonators in this room.
Well, here's the other side of it, right? Is that they've abandoned their pre-existing command posts. So we can either invest time. We can either try to snap the gate on them as they exit, and see if we can get prisoners. Since we've already mitigated what we believe to be their primary doomsday plan action, with a Band-Aid.
Wait a minute. I want to go to their computer, their little roll around.
Yep. Ooh.
If you follow me. So it might actually have like the schematics for every possible room that they were going to rig for detonation.
Yeah, you check into it. This is the only room wired that way. Like this is the one that's chock full of thermal detonators.
Okay, then I will relate that. So that
All
looks
right.
promising.
That we know of, right?
Well, that we know of, and obviously, we can't be sure, but I'm for grabbing whatever parts we can get and fire up the other ships and leave. Personally.
What was your position on the ship, Rico?
I was security.
Okay. So, you know that it's technically possible for the command deck to disengage from the body.
Like the Enterprise?
Kind of. But it's like it's something that's said, but like this ship is pretty old.
Okay, so we don't know if it'll actually work.
Yeah.
All right, well, I'll mention that.
That seems like the kind of thing that wouldn't work. I say that judging from what we've seen of the maintenance of this ship, they've torn off every system they didn't decide was absolutely necessary. And that would probably include all the connections to cause that thing to eject.
It's such a low priority system. Like when it was new, it's power windows. It's great and all, but to the degree that the ship is in repair,
Right? Why would they have bothered spending money on it?
yeah,
So what you're saying is we should grab the supplies, get to the hangar, and leave before they realize that their plan isn't going to work?
What a terrific idea! I think we should do that.
Got it.
Let's move.
Where do you know where they're keeping the supplies that we need?
I'll flag the depot on the blueprint, where a lot of that stuff was taken out of the transport units, so they couldn't be used to as a backdoor escape.
yep.
And I'll basically notify everyone that's already in motion to start heading for bays.
If any of your people can be spared to go with us there, we'll
Yeah.
need arms to carry things.
Right. And I'll send out a request for anybody that they can spare to help move parts.
Yeah. You can have one of the cells swing by that area as you guys all meet in the bay if you want.
Yeah,
Great.
sure.
Yeah. So yeah, you're doing
Well,
a mad dash. You're doing a mad dash. You're on the tram. You click the tram up to speed 11. You can bring up your map every once in a while, and you see big flashes of groups of people moving around the map, all going towards the hangar bay.
I would like to calm the people that we left in the
Yep.
hangar bay.
Yep.
What were their names? Do I have a name for somebody?
Nope. It's too late. I'm not making an NPC name. Yeah. So,
Chad.
All right.
Pit
All
Brado.
right, Chad, come in.
Hey, what's happening out there?
Lots happening right now. We're sending a bunch of people over to the hangar bay with supplies. We need them to be able to quickly get some of these transports working so we can get them all out of here.
Yeah, it looks like they're just mostly missing the big power cells. You guys coming down with those?
We're coming down with them.
That's great. All right. What we got a lot of movement. We're seeing we have word back from the Raptor that the First Order have stopped following them and they're coming back to this location.
All right, that's good to know. We think that the ones that are on this ship are trying to get the command center to detach and leave with it, leaving everybody here to get killed by life support systems rigged to explode. We've handled that second part. That should give us time to get out of here. But right now, our main prerogative is to get everybody to the hangar bay and into a ship.
okay.
If they're coming back here, we're going to need to get into some ships with some guns. So keep an eye out for them.
All right, we'll be ready to head out. Just get down here.
Coming.
You're on the tram.
Chad. He's so obnoxious.
I thought you said just such a Chad.
Oh, I like Chad.
You're on the tram,
worst.
booking it back to the original set of turbo lifts. As by the time you hit the front doors of once you hit the bottom level on the turbo lifts and they open up, you see like 10, 15 people moving around each time. Every minute or so, another turbo lift lands and more people kind of pour out. They're all in a mad scramble to the hangar bay. And power starts to really, 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 really fluctuate. Lights are starting to go off, warning signs. The ship is actually shuddering a good bit.
As we jog up, Chad, any updates on First Order ships? Are they back here?
Yeah.
Do we have guns? Gone.
It looks like they're in a holding. Looks like they're holding. Looks like they might be getting ready to jump.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, this thing's gonna go boom.
All right. Well, we need to be ready too. If we think this might explode, then we need to get out ahead of it to make sure they don't target any of the ships full of people.
If.
Well, we don't know, so we have to prepare for that.
As you come to the hangar,
We're pretty confident.
As you come into the hangar, you see people trying to work on some of the shuttles and get them ready. And you actually see a group of people that are surrounding a stretcher. And you recognize a face of one of the people that's on a stretcher.
Is it Amel?
It's Amel.
Amel, my friend, we gotta go.
Good to see you, man.
He looks like he's been pulled apart almost.
Oh.
Yeah, it looks like they had like a medical droid kind of, cauterize and but he's missing most of an arm, part of a leg. Yeah.
His long bones would have been targeted for primary marrow beds. Yeah.
Yep. So that's the parts that are missing.
Ew.
Yep.
Right.
So
Do we know the gun situation? Is it just our transports? Do our transports even have weaponry?
your transports do not have weaponry.
Okay.
As soon as we get clear of the hangar, we jump.
It looks like that's what they're kind of. They've been prioritizing the transports that can jump as the ones to repair up. So they're all loading up.
Yes.
Everything's filling in. Some of the ships are making a mad dash for the exit or for the docking bay airlock thing.
Yeah, so I look to Rico because he has the data pad. We've got jump coordinates where we're going to meet up, and she'll give him the jump coordinates to send the civilians to.
Punch on the data pad, dispatch that to everybody via newsletter.
Perfect.
So everyone knows where they're going. I'm looking at Amal. My lip curls a little bit, and I ask him, "Who did this to you?"
Pulls you in and whispers a name into your ear. Everybody who can interact together, they all load into transports, and a flock of little transports start to exit the ship. Just as you get far enough away from the ship to see around the edge, all of a sudden you see jump in this massive ship.
That's a big one.
Yep. Yeah. So you see this giant ship jump in as all power inside the loading bay goes off. And you see the tearing out front end of the Marathon, and you hear one of the pilots of the shuttle. Oh no! I think they might be powering up weapons.
Yeah, everybody jump. We should be the last ones to jump.
Yeah. Do. All the ships start to jump out to the jump location that you had. Do. And at the very last, the transport that you're on, pinpoints of light goes into long streaks, and you enter hyperspace.
How many people, whereabout, did we get out of there?
You're thinking maybe like 60.
Mm-hmm.
That's good.
We lost a lot, but a lot of people are still there.
So, yeah. So, the people who are on this transport is all the player characters. Our guest, the very hurt person, the bartender.
The original pilot.
Yeah. Omlaw, and yeah.
And Blip.
And, no, Blip's got to pilot the other one.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, Blip's on the other one. Hey, Omal. You holding up? We're out of here. We're going to get you somewhere safe. We'll take care of you.
Rico, you're a bit off by yourself.
Yeah.
And you are flipping through your own personal tapes on a datapad.
Yep. This is actually a different datapad than the one I was using for everything else. This one I actually keep air gapped if I can. I try not to connect it to any wireless or outside material.
Mm-hmm.
It's very small. It's old, very old. Yep. Well, relatively old. It's dinged up. It's got the remnants of some sort of like red identifying insignia that's been kind of scraped just from use, scraped and battered.
If anyone were to notice and know, it has some of like the deepest encryption that you can pay for with a healthy chunk of money.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I'm thumbing through that, and I'm kind of like not engaging. I don't take a drink. I'm not really engaging anybody else. I'm busy. I'm lost, essentially, flipping through the contents. Yeah, and I'm going to hit play on that, but I'm gonna when I find the file, I'll play it because he's not really here. Flip through the various archives. There's a bunch of these tagged files, and I find the one I'm looking for. Well, maybe not necessarily looking for actively. The first one I come across, and I tag the file to play aloud.
Hey, son. I hope you're doing all right. I thought I'd start leaving you some of these messages. Well, that's it. Look, Enfler, sometimes you just got to... one day at a time. You gotta listen to your mom. Bet you got a strong arm like your dad. I wish I could tell you so much more.
I mutter under my breath about the feedback and the echo.
And then you find the one you're looking for.
Yeah.
Son, you've got a cousin. I think she's called, DMR. Sweet as.
Not assuredly, having my suspicions confirmed. And I play that as I sit. I play that. I'll say point out that, or I will say I'm sitting with Omal. Amal, yeah. I'll be playing that like looking Amal in the face. Like actually, that's probably the only person I'm trying to. I've kind of closed off my body language to everyone except him.
Okay. Yeah, you see, like his breathing gets a little calmer for a moment, and the body kind of relaxes, but with a look on his face of grim understanding and acceptance. And now, a word from our guest star, Aaron, about Minion Works podcasts.
Be sure to check out Minion Works podcasts, where we produce quality actual play RPG podcasts to entertain and introduce independent and unexplored role-playing games.
Thanks for listening. To make sure you don't miss any big updates, follow us on Facebook at No Match for a Blaster, or on Twitter at No Match Podcast. If you enjoyed our show, please leave us a review on iTunes, and visit our Patreon on patreon.com/moralityplays. No Match for a Blaster is a podcast by Morality Plays. Star Wars, Edge of Empire, Age of Rebellion, and Force and Destiny are made by Fantasy Flight Games and Lucas Books. Our theme is by Kevin McLeod, sound effects by Tristan Lundgren, Vindis, and Akmov. And like every week, I'd like to take a moment to thank my players. Brandon playing Remy Drobash, Claire playing Cassie Saris, Bobby playing Kamaya Saris, and our very special guest, Aaron playing Rico. And showing up at the very end, our good friend Henrik playing a disembodied voice. Who is he? I don't know. But I'm sure we'll figure out eventually. And of course, I'd like to thank you, our listeners. And we'll see you soon in a galaxy far, far away.